Welcome to this video where I'm going to do a weekly review of the trading week that's been this week. So I'm going to discuss three things: the weekly trading review, short weekly trading review, what I'm ashamed of and what I'm proud of this week, and money management on a losing streak. This week I was on a losing streak this week, and I'm going to share with you the trades I've taken today or this week. So on Monday, I took a half a percent of a trade and I lost that one. Wednesday, you can see I took a 2% trade, two 1% positions and I lost those two. On yesterday, on Thursday, I lost 1.5%. In total, that will amount to 4%. So that's not very good, especially at the beginning of the month. Especially at the beginning of the month because it keeps it in my head that these I need to get up. I need to make profits to the end of the month. But still, we still have 4 weeks left to the end of this month, April. So surely and slowly we will gain the profits back. I will gain the profits back hopefully. So I'm going to share the trades have taken this week, and I'm also going to explain to you at the end money management and how to handle this on the losing streak because I'm down 4%. I'm already down 4% on the month, and this is the 3rd of April. 3rd of April today. So this is the trade I took on Monday. This week, the trades I've taken have been such a. This is my tilt level. This is what I tilt. When I'm always this. When I'm when I get taken out with 1 pip or I'm 1 pip to it taking out my take profit. These are the areas where I tilt because it feels like it's so almost there and it reverses. It's like somebody's feeding me candy and then dragging it back. Like I don't like that one because I know the effort going behind it. But it's not in my control, unfortunately, so I have to keep reminding myself that it's not in my control. So the trade I took on Monday was this trade. This was a school run. There's an override range, right? There is a market open, this London session, market open at London session, and pre-market open at London session, and then the first 50-minute candle closed underneath the range. I took the trade right here, put my stop loss underneath this area. I got stopped out by 1 pip. Now, on the chart, on TradingView, I didn't get stopped out. The stop loss, I even wrote this to myself. I got stopped on the broker because of spread and commission. Because the way I put my stop loss in the broker on IC Market MetaTrader 5, it's first of all it lagged. That's the issue. Um, and second of all, I didn't put it. I was sloppy with putting my stop loss. I was sloppy with putting my stop loss, and I have a rule that I don't move my stop loss, whatever. But whatever happens. But I didn't check that rule. I didn't readjust my stop loss before entering the trade, right? So it was a sloppy move from my hand because really all I needed to do was move it 1 pip, and I don't get stopped out, and this move to both take profits right here on Monday. That's a Monday trade, unfortunate trade. Wednesday trade. The Wednesday trade on NQ was this was a perfect position. It's following the trend, took out, swept liquidity, it made a breakout structure, and because when these candles happen, I'm not waiting for a fair value gap reaction because these are equivalent for me as a fair value gap because they're so wide, right? I entered this position right here directly on the fair value on the breakout structure. I don't recommend you doing that. Maybe we wait for a fair value gap reaction and then enter. So when it retested the same breakup structure, I entered again with the 1 minute position and I took my stop loss on this area right here. So tighter stop loss and better entry basically on the second position. Now, I could have gotten 1 to 2 right here, but it doesn't matter because my take profit area is on this is on the 15-minute fair value gap right here, right? So this is what happened. Unfortunately, there was some news. Somebody wrote something on X apparently, and it was not planned in the news. This is not. This was something spontaneous that happened, and it just wicked me out. If you want to see a video on this, I did a live trading video on it, and I recorded it and I put it on YouTube. If you want to watch the entire session, and how I enter the trade, how I go through it, how I add to the position. And this is what happened. This is two unfortunate trades. This is two losses. Can we plan that this is going to happen? No. We can plan how much we risk and how much we control. So my idea for this is like how much am I willing to lose on this trade? Because this setup was so spot on, right? That's why I'm risking 2%. 2% would have given me about um, maybe around 5.6% if this had taken profit, right? Am I willing to risk 2% to gain 5.6%? Am I willing to do that? The answer is yes. So I'm willing to risk 2%. Now that this happened, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Now, Thursday trade, I took this one. I took two positions, and a lot of people in the community took the same position and they lost the same trade. But there was a perfect setup. Like I can't complain about this setup. This is a fair value gap reaction, liquidity sweep, break of structure. We entered and we got swept out or taken out pretty quickly. To be honest with you, I enjoy these losses even more because we're not sitting in drawdown for a while and hoping and the emotions going back and forth and then we get taken out. Right? These trades, you enter the trade, you get stopped out after 3 minutes. That's fine. So I re-entered. I took another entry right here because the setup was even better. Mind you, I'm following the trend. Now, during these areas right here, my mind is telling me to not take this trade because there's a fair value gap reaction, and I took this trade right here um, pretty pretty aggressively, I would say. So this is the thing I'm ashamed of because I took this pretty aggressively. I could have saved myself minus 0.5% loss. Why? Because I could have waited for it to do a fair value gap reaction. Or I could have taken profit. No, I didn't take. I wouldn't change the profit. This is what happens when I take these trades. My breathing gets too rough. I start to wanting to center myself. I count my fingers. I get the senses. I get the senses in my mouth and my spelling. In my smelling, and I look at the environment. So I center myself. So I ground myself in what's going on. So I'm not too much focused on the trade, right? I'm noticing where I'm sitting. I'm noticing my environment. So I'm even keeled and I'm balanced. All right, that's the trades. Now to the money management on a losing streak because I'm losing a 4%. I'm down 4%, unfortunately. And this is how you do it with money management. When you lose or on a losing streak, let's say you start with 100K, right? You start with a 100K account. There's a starting balance going on with the 100K. Let me just draw it for you. There's a starting balance. We start at this 100K level. Now, I didn't even go up. My equity curve is like this now. We're down at 4%, minus 4%. I'm down at minus 4% in this area. So the more I risk, if I keep risking 1% or 1% or 1%, like my account eventually with time will blow up. Like I will get to zero eventually. And the more losses you have, the more drawdown on the equity curve I have, the harder it is for me to get back to the starting balance, which is 100K. So in this scenario, I want my equity curve. By the way, there's a video I'm going to link in the description called Money Management That Actually Works by ICT, the Inner Circle trader, Michael. So he's explaining it to you how you can do it also in detail and in steps, and he's also showing you examples. I really, really recommend that you watch this video because it will give you a great value on how to handle a losing streak and how to handle drawdown on an equity curve. So the thing we want to do is, or I want to do in this scenario, is start risking 0.5% until I pass my 4% mark on the equity curve. When I pass my the equity curve on my 100K mark, this is when I'm leveraging my wins to grow the account even more, right? Losses, wins, losses, wins. We don't want to be stuck in losses because if you look at these two equity curves, which one of these two do you think will affect your psychology even more? One without money management or one with money management? One without money management, if you see your equity go, you make profits and then you lose your profits and then you make some profits and you lose and then you keep going. And this yo-yo effect, this roller coaster affects our psychology. And this is a way that you can protect your psychology by having a lower by cutting the bleeding. And before making this video, I thought I want to be a role model to the community. I want to show people how this really works. This happen. This is. I'm guaranteeing you. This is going to happen to all of us. And it's not like I broke the rules and I did something crazy like that. I took the same trades as you are taking. I took the same trade as I'm explaining to you what I'm taking, but these times happen. You're gonna have technical issues with your prop firm maybe. You're gonna have technical issues or lags with your broker maybe. Your trading view is not gonna work. Your trading view time and your broker's time is not gonna sync correctly. So when are you taking the trade? Right? The candles on your broker doesn't exactly look like the one you're using on TradingView. And the time you want to take the trade, are you changing the symbol that matches? Are you doing those things and then stressing out and taking the trade? These things are gonna happen, and we're gonna go through it. Like the somebody wrote something on X exactly the time that I was inside a 2% trade. Is it bad luck? Is it luck? Is it a good thing? This happens to all of us, but we need to have a way that we can dig ourselves out of these areas, these holes, these losses by not going too hard, relaxing, taking our time, and I want to show you how I'm breaking through, how I'm digging myself out of these holes by risking 0.5% until I reach the starting balance, which is based on your number. I'm just using 100K as an example. So you see how it works. All right, that's about it for this weekly review video. If you like this video, feel free to follow on YouTube, follow on Instagram, and if you haven't done it already, join the school community. We talk about these things. I'm giving so much of what I needed when I was on my trading journey, and I'm here to guide you and help you out as much as I can. If I'm late to responding to your private messages on the school community, is because a lot of people are right. We have 1,200 members, so it will come a time that I'm not going to be able to answer. I hope you understand. So don't take it personal. All right. Have a great weekend. It's Friday today, and take care.